Are there any industries you see or examples of businesses you're looking at right now where you think cigar butt, or you think their days are done?
It's going to be a big blanket statement. I think that services will not be what they are now. I actually think that services in general that can be provided virtually, I think is going to go through a complete rehash of how it is delivered and what it actually looks like now. From everything from delivery, from pricing, from expectations, from results. There's just so much change going in there that I just think that whatever exists now will just not be looking the same in the next 1, 2, 3 years.
Interesting. And you're even to put 1 year timelines on it.
I think this is going to be quick.
Is this particularly like Chat GPT-4 stuff you're seeing?
Totally. Like the things you're seeing in AI, like just apply the concept. So there's a guy that I know that generates leads for legal companies. And so to help validate the leads, they use AI and stuff like that. But one of the fascinating things that he said is like 70% of his customers are already using AI to help them with their paralegal work. 70%. And I'm like, oh yeah, and the paralegal work's like research and precedent cases and things like that, which is just reading books and extracting things out. And so I just go, okay, well, that's already baked into some kind of service delivery when it comes to legal. And now it's larger in the US than it is in Australia because the data and all those kind of things that it has is better. But I just look at that and I go, at what point does that just reach into everything else? Whether it's whether it's industry specific or service specific. And so I go, you can niche down into industries and just articulate which ones will be sort of shaken down. So obviously AI can't walk into a courtroom, can they? So it's like this little component of a legal practice that will be shaken down. But I'm like, across all of the services, when there's something that can be delivered that's not necessarily face-to-face, I think that AI will be a component of it.
Do you not feel this has already been happening though? Like if you look back over the last few years, for example, I'll give you the one, how much easier it is to build a website now.
Totally.
Right? If you go back 5 years ago and think about what used to go into setting up a website on the internet, there's practically drag and drop builders now using things like Squarespace or Wix that someone can nearly do themselves.
Entirely.
Right. So there has been like this idea of what I'll call technology innovation online that's kind of been driving that. I also look at like the tools our team use at the media company, right? Yep. You look to things like Otter, which is like the transcript tool, or you look towards like some of the, again, I'm out of my depth here, really out of my depth, but just some of the things that are available to us have acted like enhancements, like it's not all bad news. And I'll use another analogy here. I don't think this is signs of doom and gloom. I really don't. I actually think of that for anyone who works online, which is where I've particularly been doing my research around here, what's coming down the line seems to be that every person now has the ability to wear an Iron Man suit to work.
Completely. We're all cyborgs now.
Yeah. It's going to be about enhancement. It's not going to be about replacement. Now, and if you even take this to like what's happened in factories, have you seen the video of the automated factory at Amazon with all the robots?
I have. It's amazing.
It's actually amazing. It's really amazing. And I look at it and go like, that's where we're going to get to with a lot of things in here. I think there's a shift towards a lot of the jobs, in all honesty, people don't want to do. I think that this is going to be an incredibly important time where these types of innovations are actually going to drive productivity in a real way. I'm going to throw this out here as well. With what I'm seeing on the technology curve at the moment, I think a lot of what we're seeing is actually going to drive the next wave of productivity in our world. Yep. This is how we solve inflation. This is how we solve many of the challenges our world sees today. It's going to become magical.
I do put this layer down though. So I think that like the AI layer will assist in most of the things that we do. But to use your website example, right, what I reckon the Wix and the Squarespaces did was it allowed an entire group of, we'll call them all business owners, right? So it's very rare that a non-business owner wants to build a website. So a group of business owners, the barrier to entry for them to start a business was so low that Wix and Squarespaces in this example was the one that allowed them to get there. Second, their business gets to a growth layer though. They go, well, money now is utility in order for me to get someone else to help me with this. They're not going to be clicking, dragging, and doing the things, which means they'll go and get someone else to help them with it. They'll try and do some kind of like sales page or like a funnel or something like that, right? And that's when they go, I'm going to go out and get some professional to do it. And what do I mean by this? I actually think that through the AI, it's actually going to create like this void of a whole heap of people trying to utilize these tools like the Wix and Squarespaces and like these tools that get you 80% of the way there, but don't actually really make you completely successful. And then everyone else who provides the actual success on the other side. And that's actually where the cigar butt's not, because it's like, well, we are the ones that actually know how to do the thing that AI can't. And so I look at that going, I think I love the website analogy, because I sit there and I go, there's two parts to this. Like, ain't no Fortune 500 sitting there going, oh yeah, CEO was on the weekend clicking around Squarespace.
That's not how it works, right? I doubt that's going to happen. I concur on that one here. But I want to bring this back to cigar butts though, because I think we can all see that's just one example of like where technology is going to drive some pretty significant cigar butts. And like the green energy one, another huge one that's coming, we see in trend. You've mentioned the idea and discussed this with me about just how like work from home has changed things, right? Just all this awesome stuff. And I want to frame it as a positive here, but it is going to have impacts on a lot of businesses. A lot of people who are in businesses right now have things that have become cigar butts because of these innovations. Like the guy who used to have the shop on the main street in my area used to develop photos.
I did really.
Right? Things change. Things change in a big way. It's a very, very interesting thing. But Grant, I want to bring this back to here. It's like, I hope we've shaped up the idea that everyone needs to acknowledge you're in a cigar butt or a cycle of some kind, which what you do in business and how you do it is going to change and evolve continually.
Hey, fellow business owner, if this topic and value-packed short video has resonated with you at all, and you want to dive deeper into creating wealth inside and outside your business, check out the full episode by clicking the link on your screen or in the description right now.